Drill Sergeant Clorix stared at the monitor with all 6 of his eyes wide open, mandibles clicking in a rapid pattern that indicated extreme distress to other members of his species. The rest of the instructional team huddled around him, their exoskeletons reflecting the blue light of the screens. That should be impossible, muttered Assistant Instructor Valon, her tendril appendages writhing in agitation. The simulation was designed to be unwinnable. On the screen, a lone figure stood amid the wreckage of what had once been an impenetrable fortress. Cadet Taylor, the only human in this year's Galactic Defense Academy cohort, was bloody but unbowed. The Deathworlder appeared to be smiling. 7 days, wheezed Clorix. 7 days in a simulation designed to break even a Croton berserker within 48 hours. The Academy had accepted Taylor as part of a diplomatic initiative, a gesture of goodwill toward the newest members of the Galactic Confederation. Humans were classified as Deathworlders, evolved on a planet with high gravity, extreme temperature variations, and prolific predators. The classification was largely bureaucratic. Nobody actually expected them to display traits substantially different from the galactic norm. Until now. Begin playback from Day 3, ordered Commander Nix, the highest-ranking officer present. His crystalline form shimmered with concerned energy patterns. The footage showed Taylor, exhausted but methodical, setting traps around his small encampment. The simulation had thrown everything at him: toxic atmosphere requiring limited oxygen mask usage, simulated injuries, sleep deprivation, extreme temperature fluctuations, and wave after wave of combat drones. Notice the breathing pattern, said Medical Officer Plex. The human should be in respiratory distress, but Taylor has actually slowed his breathing to conserve oxygen. Day 4 showed Taylor down to his last nutrition pack, surrounded by the mechanical carcasses of combat drones he had disabled and repurposed into crude defensive measures. The adaptability is concerning, murmured Nix. By Day 5, Taylor had gone from defensive to offensive. Using parts salvaged from destroyed drones, he had fashioned makeshift weapons and was systematically taking down the perimeter defenses of the simulation's main fortress. This makes no tactical sense, Clorix protested. We programmed in overwhelming odds. There were 100-to-1 scenarios. Day 6 footage revealed Taylor infiltrating the fortress through a drainage system, enduring simulated toxic waste that would have stopped most cadets immediately. The pain threshold readings are off the charts, Plex noted. Any other species would have been incapacitated. The human just kept going. The final day showed Taylor, now operating entirely on stimulants from the medkit, systematically eliminating the fortress's inner defenses and reaching the command center, the theoretical, unwinnable objective of the exercise. He shouldn't have known about the central power core vulnerability, Valon said, antennae quivering. That information wasn't in the briefing. He didn't, replied Nix quietly. He discovered it through trial and error, while sleep-deprived, while injured. The recording ended with Taylor standing in the wreckage of the command center, the simulation's objective completed. The smile on his face wasn't triumphant or boastful. It was the weary expression of someone who had simply done what needed to be done. The room fell silent. We need to report this to High Command, Clorix finally said. And say what? Countered Nix. That we're afraid of our own cadets now. No, said Clorix, his voice lowering, that our training methods are insufficient for certain species. The simulation was designed to teach acceptance of failure, to prepare cadets for no-win scenarios. Perhaps. Medical Officer Plex interjected. Humans don't believe in no-win scenarios. As they debated, Taylor was exiting the simulation chamber. Despite 7 days of virtual hell, he walked with the same steady gait he always had. A few non-human cadets gave him a wide berth in the corridor, instinctively sensing something different. Cadet Taylor, called Clorix, hurrying to catch up. A moment of your time. Taylor turned, standing at perfect attention despite his exhaustion. Sir, yes, sir. Your performance exceeded expectations. Clorix managed, still trying to process what he had witnessed. Thank you, sir. The exercise was designed to be unwinnable, to teach acceptance of failure. You were supposed to reach your breaking point and surrender. Taylor's expression remained neutral. A flicker of confusion crossed his face. With all due respect, sir, you put me in there with supplies, weapons, and a clear objective. What was I supposed to do except try to complete the mission? Clorix's mandibles clicked in confusion, but the odds? Odds are just numbers, sir. Taylor replied simply, On Earth, we have a saying, where there's a will, there's a way. As Taylor walked away, Clorix felt a shiver run through his exoskeleton. The Galactic Confederation had classified Earth as a Deathworld, but perhaps they had misunderstood the implications. It wasn't just the physical conditions that made humans dangerous. It was something deeper, something woven into their very psychology. That night, Clorix drafted 2 reports. The first, official one, detailed Taylor's exceptional performance and recommended commendation. The second, sent through encrypted channels to High Command, contained a single line. Reconsider human integration protocols. They don't break like we do. Meanwhile, in the cadet barracks, Taylor slept dreamlessly, his body recovering from the ordeal. He hadn't thought his performance particularly special. He had simply done what any human would do when backed into a corner: adapt, improvise, and overcome. And that was precisely what terrified his instructors.